How we doing, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast. We've got a guy that hasn't been seen around these parts for a while in window 4, the former host of this show, which is now the Richie Hicks Jr. Sports Podcast, formerly the Jordan Patrick Show, my good friend, Mr. Jordan Patrick, rocking the Rays hat.
Yeah.
Looking like Sammy Bravado in the Doldrum. Yes, sir.
It's good to be back, man. I'm just happy to be here. We've been trying to do this shit for way too long, and it's finally happening. So let's get after it,
Awesome to have you back, dude. Awesome to have you back. We got Bretsky, window 3. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm ready for the NBA Finals, man. It's going to be an interesting matchup. So I'm ready to go. I'm ready to talk about it. Give my 2 cents. MLB, the whole shebang. Whatever you boys want to talk about, I'm down.
Now, to the audience, there is a person behind the logo. I just decided not to put my logo up because his background is my logo. Mr. Idris I, North Carolina. This is his 4th show today, I believe.
Yeah.
Casual Convo, Richie Hicks Jr. show earlier. We did a show with the super talented Bergley. Shout out Zay Fetty. He was on the show earlier. Idris, you've been busy today, man. Thank you for joining yet again. But tonight we're going to be giving you a preview and predictions of the Denver Nuggets Miami Heat NBA Finals. And we are also going to do a Major League roundtable where basically I will come up with a question, ask one of the guys on the panel, and like hot potato, they pass it back to somebody else. I noticed that we have some of the best convos when it flows in that direction. But without further ado, let's start. Nuggets versus Heat. Who you got? I'm going to start with you, Bretsky. Who you got in this finals, and tell me why.
I'll take Denver in 6. I mean, Joker is going to be impossible to stop. I don't know what kind of matchup Miami's going to have for them, whether it be Jimmy buckets on them. What are you shaking your head for?
You got to put everybody on him at one point or another. It's going to be.
I don't know. Yeah, they've only had 2 days to plan for Joker. Denver's had a whole week off, plenty of rest. Miami just went through a brutal, 7-game series of Boston. I'm not. I mean, the endurance factor, whatever. We'll see what happens come game 1. But it's a home game for Denver. Crowd is pumped, and I just think I think Denver's offense is just going to be way too much for this defense to handle. And the way Jamal Murray is playing, he's playing lights out. So I just doesn't matter who's going to handle the ball, but I'm taking Denver in 6 in this one.
Denver in 6. Mr. Salam, what is your thoughts on this?
The Mile High Hustlers in 5.
Ooh. Give me an MVP.
Whew. I'm going to go with Jamal Murray.
Oh, Jamal Murray, not the Joker. Okay, that's an interesting one. Jordan Patrick, what are your thoughts on this finals? Who wins and why?
I like Denver a lot. Obviously, I'm leaning on Vegas, but they're a 9-point favorite. I think most casinos are looking like 8.5 in Vegas. So I just like Denver. The whole team is, they've gotten them there for good reason. I love Jimmy buckets, but Jokic will be the MVP. They're going to win in 6. I agree with Bretsky. It's going to be somewhat of a finals, but there's 2 ways to look at it. There's 2 different storylines here. You got Miami, which would be the first 8 seed in the history of the NBA to win the finals. That'd be kind of cool. I like that. But then you got Denver, who's never done it before. I think it was like 46 years in the league, and they've never done it. They've never even gone to the finals, as far as I know. So I like that more. And then you look at the rival aspect, me being a Magic fan. Miami doesn't really consider us a rival, but we consider them a rival, that kind of thing. Not since Shaq, anyway, they don't consider us relevant. And that kind of pisses me off. So I look at it at that, at surface value there, and I'm like, no, we are that rival. So I got a little animosity there towards them. But overall, I think at the end of the day, Denver is really going to get this job done pretty quickly. There might be a couple hiccups, and that's why I agree with Brett. But when you look at the rosters, I mean, it's just, I mean, like Bretsky, Bretsky said, Jamal is lights out right now, and
Lights
I
out.
think Denver's
And I,
done pretty quickly.
You know what?
I think
I'm gonna go Joker MVP.
He
They'll
rethought
get
it.
it.
Yeah.
They'll get it to him.
Yeah, he rethought it.
He'll get it done. He's gonna. I mean, he should have. I mean, I know Embiid is a beast and all, but let's just go.
He
ahead
should have
and
got
leave that alone
MVP.
for a minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he should have been.
whatever.
Yeah.
After seeing what he
No,
did against the Celtics, yes, I agree. Go ahead, Bretsky.
The only way Miami can make this a series, and this is the X factor. Richie, we talked about this the other day. Is Tyler Hero? From my understand, he's not coming back until Game 3.
Oh, it's too.
From my understanding,
They
that
might
I
be
don't.
2 down, or by the time he reemerges.
So by the time he comes back, I mean, it could, blood in the water. It is what it is. But my honest opinion, he's the key for Miami to win or even make this a series. Is for him to be healthy and shooting the ball well. Without him, I don't see them winning. But that's
a good
just
point.
that's
Because
just my
he's probably their second most talented offensive player. Some people would say third because Bam has come a long way, Bam Adebayo. But I tend to agree.
I think Hero is definitely their second most offensive player for sure.
I would have to think so. I got Denver winning this. I originally said 6. I kept thinking 6. I'm going to go 5. Denver in 5. I think Miami's going to compete for one simple reason. Eric Spoelstra demands the best effort out of his team. And win or lose, this Miami team will fight you to the end. I will give them that. And it hurts me to say that because I despise the Miami Heat. Jordan alluded to back to when his team had Shaq. I hate this team going back to when my team had Ewing.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Pat Riley, Van
there's a
Gundy
lot of
era.
history.
I hate this team, but
Yeah.
I respect them.
A lot of history.
Oh yeah, you gotta respect it. It's an era
Yeah.
thing too. I mean, it's not the same team as 10
without
years
Hero-
ago, 15 years ago.
It's a little more tolerable because it's definitely not the same team. And I don't dislike Spoelstra the way I dislike Pat Riley, but I must admit, I still see that Heat logo.
Yeah.
They're only a decade removed from putting together LeBron's decision-making super team. So don't worry, the hate's still there, I promise.
Oh yeah.
It's seething. It's under the skin.
Yeah.
I feel it.
I'm still thinking Denver in 6, but Tyler Hero is my X factor in this matchup.
Sorry to interrupt you, gentlemen. We got some breaking news. Monty Williams and Pistons agreed to a 6-year, $78.5 million contract. He is their new head coach.
Good choice.
I just got that too. I like it.
Damn good coach. Terrible organization, but I do believe that he can turn them around in a few years with a few strokes of
I
luck.
was saying, it's going to take some time, but it'll work out. I think. Give him a couple
Thinking
years.
about Dame Time going to LA. Did I read that right?
You said who?
He wants to go to LA. Dame Time.
I don't know what
Yeah,
Dame
he
Time
wants
wants
to.
to do. Dame Time's golfing right now.
He wants to, but I think with him, I like Dame, but I'll be honest with you, I've always seen him as a little bit overrated because, I mean, he does what he does. He's a great player and all, hit the best shots, but you know what? He had a team in Portland, and they still couldn't do nothing. And he's so injury prone now. He gets hurt all the time. Great player, but
I agree with Idris.
yeah.
Last year they had one of the recognizably one of the best benches in the league, hands down, the most depth in the league, and he couldn't get it done. I mean,
Well, to be fair, with the Lakers,
I wouldn't say he's. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you why I don't think they need him.
Mm-mm.
Because this is a team, and Zappy will harp on this until the end of time, that brought in 7 new faces during the course of the season.
Yeah.
They were able to get to the Western Conference Finals as a 7 seed, not playing the entire season together.
Right.
I'm willing to say that, yes, Denver is the class of the league. They will probably be the defending NBA champions next year. But my point is the Lakers will gel over the course of a full season and can be a top 3 team in the West in the standings and not have to do it the hard way, starting on the bottom and coming all the way up. You had a 7 seed in the West and an 8 seed in the East in the conference finals. The 8 seed in the East is actually only the second to ever appear in the finals. Last team was the 99 Knicks. Another reason why I hate them. We got to share history with these clowns now.
If you
Anyway.
bring Dame in, you're gonna take shots away from Austin Reeves. And
You're gonna back up the growth that they've already made, and I think the Lakers have already learned from the Russell Westbrook experience. They brought in Melo.
Yeah.
You know, they brought in a lot of guys that were past their prime or just not perfect fits for that particular team. I think the Lakers are trying to, with the exception of obviously LeBron, I think they're trying to go young.
LeBron,
I love that some of the podcasts we've done in the past have actually aged very well, discussing Westbrook. You know, that's not a good fit. It was never a good fit. As soon as it happened,
You're the one who called that, actually. I remember that show.
I did too.
It's not the right move.
No.
I was positive.
we all
I was
looked at
kind of
that.
positive about it. I was in the wrong.
I mean, we all looked at that at face value, like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, don't do that, man. Don't do that. And it didn't work out. We all just kind of saw it for what it was. You know, there was not enough basketball to go around, quite frankly. You know, but you know what? Not that Westy's not talented. It's just not in that role in that organization. Sorry.
Right.
No, I tend to agree. And the
I don't wish ill will on anybody.
triple doubles of yesterday either. That's a whole nother conversation. I'm not trying to dilute the man's skill set.
Yeah.
But moving it along to baseball, the quartet, all of us, we all picked the Denver Nuggets to win this thing. And win it in 2 of us say 5, 2 of us say 6. Nobody says 7.
Yeah, I mean, Idris
not
gave
cool
us his
with
MVP. Idris gave us his MVP. Jordan, who you got? MVP. Finals MVP.
Joker. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes
that's
3
a
of us.
Quite easy.
That's what Joker. That makes 3 of us.
That's a
It's
joke.
the low hanging fruit.
Who's your MVP, Brett?
Oh.
I hate
Don't
to
make
say
this
this, but,
complicated, dude. The working
No,
triple
I'm not making it complicated. I'm going Jamal.
I think I'll say it down as fast.
I got afraid. I thought he was going to have a time warp and be like, Matumbo! All right.
No, I'm gonna go Jamal.
Heard that. We're going to go Major League Roundtable. Basically, the theory here and what we want to do is just pick up topics that could be developing, that could be right now, that could be happening in the league, and we're just going to pass it along to each other, hot potato style. I'm going to start, and I'm going to go straight to Mr. Patrick. After your 13-0 start, your team is still above the water. Your team is still in first place. But you are nursing some key injuries to 2/5 and 2 massive parts of what you do as a rotation. Do you believe that the Tampa Bay Rays have the sustainability to hold off a surging New York Yankees team, as well as an upstart Baltimore Orioles team? Maybe Toronto finds himself back in the mix. What are your thoughts on the Rays' ability to continue to stay atop the AL East mountain?
To be quite blunt, you look at, injury is, injuries basically they dictate the longevity of a team and the duration of your success. So quite frankly, no, we're not, it's not sustainable. So 40-18 is great on paper. We're, barely beating teams like the fucking Cubs, and I'm not shitting on the Cubs, but it is what it is. You look at the teams we've beaten, and then you look at the AL East, and the division that we're in is just phenomenal. And you got teams like, I know we talked about Boston kind of going, doing the regression towards the mean, going back to where they belong, because that you look at that roster, then you look at Toronto, then you look at Baltimore's a hell of a team. Hell of a fucking team this year.
They're ahead of themselves.
And you look at they really are, and people don't give them enough credit, and Toronto for that matter as well. But and the Yankees just
the Baltimore
on paper,
being
fantastic.
Process. People are not used to seeing Baltimore good. I don't think it's registered with too many.
Too bad. Get with the times, man. Baltimore is a great fucking baseball team. They're the 3rd best team in the league. And if you don't like it, that's grow up, man. Look at the facts, man. Look at that. Look at the just look at the bats alone. Just look at the bats alone. And
a lot of people thought the Waterloo would be the pitching. A lot of people, pitching, and I was one of those. Yeah, I mean,
starting 5.
Bautista, some of the guys in that pen have really asserted themselves as like legitimate bullpen weapons. Jordan, if you're done speaking on the Rays, pass it to anybody on this panel and hit us with something that's on your mind, a question, anything that you think.
Honestly, I just need somebody to kind of speak on the Central in the AL and the NL.
Oh my God!
and how
I'll speak on that.
depressingly, and please, Idris, just elaborate on how lackluster both of these divisions are year after year after year, and how much of a mixed bag it is. You never really know what you're going to get. But I feel like Richie and I have been having this conversation for 10 years, and you kind of know what you're going to get.
At least
You
three.
know what? With the
At
AL,
least three, if I'm being completely honest.
I'm gonna start
Yeah,
with
go
the
ahead.
AL Central. They're always that division is like a wild card. It's like who's fighting to get the last wild card. The
1000%.
Red Sox are in last place in the American League East, but they're above 500 compared to the Twins,
Right.
who lead their division. They would be under the Red Sox if they were in the American League East. After that, it's a drop off. No one's above 500, and like, come on now. This is another reason why I don't like three divisions. I know they have to have because so many teams, but the AL Central, I mean, what has come out of them? Nothing. The Royals stay bad. The Royals had a couple of good years.
Yeah.
They're in last place right now. You're absolutely right. They just stay there.
They've been a staple in last place for like the better part of like 7 or 8 years.
Yes, and the last time they were good were like 95. I mean, actually competitive.
Yeah, with the exception of that one season or two.
One season, yeah. So I'm like, come on, y'all. And I really thought the NL Central would be better than what it was. But they're just like the AL Central, same thing. They're a little bit better than the AL Central, but not much more. The Brewers are barely above
at this point.
Yeah, the Cardinals are a big disappointment. I really thought the Cardinals would make a good. I thought they
look at that young roster too. I agree, man. Look at that roster. It's just insane.
I think they got old a little quicker.
Yeah.
Than people anticipated, but I think if anybody's going to get their act together in that division, it's them. I do think that if we're talking a big window kind of approach with baseball,
yeah,
I think the Pittsburgh Pirates.
I was going to say them. Now the Pirates are surprising.
I don't think it correlates to them going to the playoffs this year. Yeah. Let me ask you this, Gretzky, because we talk about this enough with our buddy John Olson. He's a Brewer. Goes without saying. Do you think the Brewers finally spend the necessary money to go make a run when it counts, or are they going to let it subside again and just piss everybody off again?
No, they're going to piss everybody off again.
Always.
I don't think they're going to buy any. They're going to dish out any big money. They got rid of one of the best closers in baseball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what are they doing? What are they doing? Why?
Being mediocre. Busy being mediocre, like the rest of that.
They're leaning into Rowdy Tellez. Come on, put together a team.
Do you know what the Brewers do? It's like when they look like they're getting ready to get it together, they say, let's break it up.
Yeah, it's terrible. Anything substantial.
Break.
Let's break it up.
That's the last guy. If you really want to say, wow, what a splash. Yeah. It's when they got CeCe for half a year and he was hitting bombs.
Look at last year.
Looking like the great Bambino and shutting guys.
Don't put him in the National League.
Yeah. I mean, both AL and NL Centrals. I mean, it's just it's bad to watch. You know what I mean? It's almost like it's almost like the NFL last year. There always has to be that one team, coming out of each division.
Yeah. Yeah,
it just so happens like last year, Tampa was 7-9, won a division, or whatever the case, whatever the record was, 7-9.
8,
yeah,
8-8 or 8 or whatever it was. Yeah,
8-9. They had a losing record and made the playoffs. And it just that sucks. That's the rule that there has to be a team out of each division to go. That's not really fair to 6 other teams that have a record that's 20 games better than them. You know what I mean? Like it's stupid. It's stupid. It's
the same corny conversation that nobody wants to have anymore. Where you have kind of Idris touched on this a little bit earlier. Is like Boston being at the bottom of the AL East, and you even have teams like Toronto. Just look at Toronto's record, and they're better than most teams. And
they're in second.
I hate that cheesy conversation. And everywhere else, they're in second place. I mean,
there's not one team in the AL East that has a losing record.
Not one.
Right. Not one. Exactly.
Now,
And that's what I'm saying. You implant one of those teams anywhere else, and it's like, why? It's such a bad conversation. I'm with Richie in that. We've talked about that quite a few times, but sometimes it needs to be brought to the light again, just to be like, what the fuck is happening?
Look at the board. Go back to the board.
At its finest. Bretsky, it's your time to ask a question to anybody on the panel, or just shoot it at us and we'll go round robin. However you want to do it. Your time to ask a question.
MVP. Who you got?
Which league?
Ohtani, Judge.
You talking about the American League MVP?
I'm talking all-around MVP. Ohtani, Judge, Acuna.
If we're weighing it all out together and assuming there's only one in no leagues, just the best of the best right now?
The best.
To be fair, I'm going to give it to Acuna because I don't want to sound like a homer. But in the end, Judge is going to have the most impressive stat line of the main contenders for each league because there is a National League MVP, there is an American League MVP. But right now, I'm confident in saying this, and I'm not just saying it because I'm a Yanks fan. Not only do I think Aaron Judge repeats as the American League MVP, but I also think that his not even a year-old record in franchise history of 62 is safe. I actually think that when you look at his current home run rate, I get it. Alonso has the most home runs in baseball now, but you got to factor in that that's with Judge having one IL stint already.
Right.
And he's only 3 behind Alonso. It's insane. Judge could hit anywhere between 50 to 65 bombs if he doesn't miss games due to injury the rest of the way. And even if he does have a short IL stint, one more, at the rate that man hits home runs, it's starting to get into that territory of reminding people of the kind of dominance that a Barry Bonds or a Mark McGwire had in terms of the law. I'm more concerned about health. After that tease last year of having the best record in the American League for half the year, and we were even at one point being compared to the 98 Yankees to get our ass handed to us in the ALCS against our most hated rival of the newer era, because obviously, Boston's the historic rival, Houston's the thorn in our side for too long.
Yeah.
Dude.
Fuck
the Yankees.
Hinch.
That's what I'm worried about.
All day.
Judge, to answer your question, is the best player in Major League Baseball right now, as far as I'm concerned. And yes, AL MVP Judge, NL MVP Ronald Acuna, barring injury or something terrible happening to either player.
I'm gonna go with the same thing. And I say with Judge, we got 57 games in, 18 home runs. He's on pace.
It's incredible.
He's on pace.
He certainly is. And it's scary when you think that this man had a short IL stint. He's already got that many bombs.
Yeah.
It's insanity.
Well,
and it's home runs. The guy hits average.
You're going to hate me, but when you play in a Little League park like Yankee Stadium.
Oh, yeah, we got short ports. No, you're good. No, you're right. You're right. No, you're right. We got a short port.
At City Field. At City Field, 9/11, when I went to the 20th anniversary game, Doherty's talking all his shit on the train over there. Oh, this Yankee Stadium home runs. And so he fucking crushes one in the vicinity of the Apple. I said, hey, Rich, is that a Yankee Stadium home run?
In City? Yeah, that's a bomb in City.
Yeah, that's a bomb.
That's a bomb in City.
But I'm not going to lie. Yankee Stadium.
I like messing with Judge, but
right field can be a little
if everything – listen, if everything is going to be laid out on the table to answer Brett's question, Judge, definitely MVP, in my opinion, above Acuna. And I love the Braves. I picked the Braves to win the World Series. I put 20 on them to win 20 to win 370 before the season started to win the World Series. But I just think that Judge has got, if you're talking MVP, Judge has got it. He's the it factor of what like people were, comparatively speaking to like Trout maybe 3-4 years ago or whatever. They're all over his dick right now, but for good reason. Like Richie said, with one IL stint, this dude's already got 18 in the bag
already.
It's scary, dude. It is truly.
And he's making catches like that on the warning track to rob motherfuckers. Come on, bro. Judge is a beast, man. I'm like all around fucking beast.
The show. And that's a video game. He's ahead of my pace in the show.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I'm not the biggest Yankee fan, but I'm a Judge fan.
picture then. Nobody's going for Ohtani.
No, not this year.
No, he's fantastic, but I mean, like, nah, we're talking
It
Judge.
keeps going back to my original points about the whole bigger scheme of it. Yeah, I get it. He pitches. I still don't consider him a top 5 pitcher like Zappy does.
No.
I'm not even convinced if he's a top 10 pitcher. He's up and down too much. I think he's good. I'm going to put him in the top 10 because I think that he's right around there, not top 5. Offensively, he's a talented baseball player. This is my knock on Ohtani, and I've said it before. He doesn't play the field with the exception of when he pitches. He is a designated hitter.
Right.
He has been reduced to a designated hitter, and at some point in his career, he's going to have to make a decision. Is he pitching or is he hitting? Because I don't necessarily think that this is all the way sustainable for the betterment of his overall game. That's just my opinion.
Can't do both. Can't do both.
Yeah, it's just my opinion.
Really
what he does is still phenomenal. But
I mean, even if they make him, keep him as a DH, but not as a starting pitcher. Like, have him come in relief circumstances.
But the problem is he's going to command provision in his next contract. And there will be somebody that's going to blow him out of the water. It could be LA. I don't think he wants any part of New York.
No.
That's or Yankees.
Yeah.
He wants to stay closer to Japan in terms of travel.
He's
Giants.
probably he's going to be a Dodger. He's going to be a Dodger, if anything.
I see the Dodgers, and I'm going to say the Mariners as a wild card.
Well, I like that. Yeah, West Coast, I like it. Yeah, I don't see that happening.
They're the wild card, but I still got them go to the Dodgers.
I like it. I don't see it happening, but I like it. Yeah.
Fellas, the New York Mets, just throwing it out there. Buyers or sellers? For buyers or sellers? Max Scherzer is an old man, and they're not that good.
Yeah, I'm buying that.
Max on the move. So Zappy's idea could come to fruition is what you're getting at.
I'm buying that.
Getting traded, and they're not that good right now.
I thought the Mets would really do something this year with pitching.
Yeah, man.
I really did, but I'm buying it.
The guy Senga's stepping up. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Senga's a beast, bro. He's been on fire lately.
Once they lost one of the best closers in baseball, that was it.
Yeah, but I don't losing the best closer in baseball. To me, I get it. Dude, David Robertson has a phenomenal ERA. He's not the problem.
Mm-mm.
What my issue is with the Mets, well, they got a couple of holes in that lineup that they haven't addressed. But bigger than that, your guys that you're expecting to carry the team in the rotation haven't done it. And I get it. Jacob deGrom is injury prone. He's hurt in Texas right now.
Yeah.
But you cannot sell me that Max Scherzer, Justin Verlander, combined age of 87 years old, or whatever the hell it is, 85, they're old.
82 or so.
Better solution than Jacob deGrom. That's just my opinion. Kadai Senga, hell of a pitcher.
I agree
He's
with
have
you.
a great career. But if I'm the Mets, I'm trying to find a trade partner that is interested in Max. And not because Max is not capable of pitching at a high level. I'm just not convinced that this particular season is worth keeping him, given his age, and given once you lose it forever. Trade him to a contender, get some assets, and you can still be relevant because Edwin Diaz will be back next year. Still have the polar bear that you got to lock up. There's other needs and things that need to be addressed. If I'm the Mets, I would deal Max Scherzer to a contender. He might go back to LA.
1,000%. You need to maximize your value, your current value, at top value before it shits the bed, and just make moves. You need to absolutely make moves. Like they're proving to everybody right now they're not that fucking team. The Mets are not that dude.
They weren't that team last year.
Hey, hold on a second.
I'm just saying, like,
here's a comment. I just noticed that
yeah, I'm blast, man.
So
why'd you use my real name?
Yeah, you get the guy out here,
This beard is doing real. It peels off. Like, look. No, I'm just
You look like a guy that's being interviewed. Space to be seen.
Yeah.
Like, you ever watch those narc drug lords? That's what.
Yeah.
Hence the witness protection thing. You didn't just reinvent the wheel there.
I'm actually in Arizona right now. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's over by spring training. Anyway, moving it along, other topics that I think are worth mentioning. Shohei Ohtani, we already mentioned him once. No, he does not get dealt this year. I think we kind of all agree that he's probably going to go to another West Coast team for the travel benefits of being a little closer to his native Japan.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one. The New York Yankees, just throwing it out there. Jordan doesn't think the Rays are sustainable. He mentioned what he thinks about the Orioles. What do the New York Yankees need to get the Rays, and more importantly than get the Rays, get that elusive 28th world title that the Astros have denied them from year in and year out?
A new coach.
That's not happening. Boone's not going nowhere. You can forget about a new manager. That's not happening.
I can't. Boone. No, I'm done with him.
I think Yankees compared to the Rays, there's nothing you can do because you know why? The Rays are always a thorn in us.
Oh, for sure. They've been a thorn in our side.
We can't think about overtaking the Rays because they always find a way to beat our ass when we should beat the hell out of them.
Brett, I'm going to come back to you on this. You want Aaron Boone out? I'm not going to divulge into that because we've had enough conversations about Aaron Boone. What do the Yankees need to do with this roster to get better?
Ooh.
Very good baseball.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, we just need to get healthy.
I think it's healthy.
Injuries have been an ongoing issue. I mean, we got all these newcomers coming up. Bader's hurt. Juan Carlos is still hurt.
He's actually on a rehab assignment right now, along with Don.
Corbin Irv was hurt there for a while.
Bader doesn't get hurt. Everybody's sort of healthy now, but Bader got hurt.
What a great acquisition from St. Louis too. I'm saying, like, I look at your bats. There's nothing wrong there. Don't look at look to your starting five. Who are you most proud of, Richie? As a Yankee fan, who are you proud of? Is there somebody that's definite to you that's like guarantee my number one, guarantee number two, guarantee number three? What's your order of your top five?
You know what's funny?
I feel like you're missing one. And go ahead. I got some lag here.
What's funny about that question is that I find it to be a week-to-week different answer. I'll give you an example. Nestor Cortez was coming off a really brutal couple of starts. Mm-hmm. He pitched phenomenal the other day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To answer your question, the guy that I have the most faith in is Garrett Cole. The guy that I'm most proud of is probably not a starting pitcher. It's actually guys in the bullpen because we rock the best bullpen ERA in baseball. I have the utmost confidence in Garrett Cole when it comes to he has to do something in the latter months. I trust him. I think Nestor is a really good pitcher who just ran into a bit of a rough patch. Rodon, come on, bro. Are you going to pitch this year? Severino just came off the IL, and he looked very good. He could be the key.
He did well. Yeah,
he did well. It's kind of hit or miss, but compared to what Frankie Montes would bring, even if he was healthy, I'll still take Herman. I still think the Yankees.
Really? See, I think. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think Herman is your weakest link, but that's good. I like to pick your brain on that.
I still think the Yankees need another middle relief cog because
we need a bridge.
Michael King's been terrific. Wandy Peralta is quite the gamer. And Boone is doing something that originally I was angry about. But as the more I pay attention to it, I kind of like the adopted philosophy of bringing in your closer in the eighth inning sometimes because he might mow down the toughest part of the lineup and then flipping it to a guy like Wandy. If you're getting too many lefties, Wandy's a lefty. Go after him.
Go after him.
I like the formula because it's been working because they don't have a designated closer. They have closer by committee, but as a bullpen, on the whole, the Yankees have done a damn good job. Number one in the American League in bullpen ERA. I do believe that as the weather gets warmer, as the season prolongs, Cole, Cortez, I can't speak on Rodon. I have no opinion on him, literally no opinion on him. Mm-hmm. But I do believe that Cole, Cortez, and Severino will be huge cogs in what the Yankees do and don't do.
And you know what? The thing about our closers, our bullpen, that's the issue we had last year. We couldn't close games.
Yeah, that was scary last year.
Now this year we actually have closers.
Oh, God.
We just need a bridge, a middle reliever. We need bridge.
Yeah, you need that bridge because you do. you get burned out. What you really need, the proper answer is you need guys to go a little deeper than 5.1 or 5.2.
That too, yeah.
On the offensive side, one thing that I'm enjoying.
Get a quality start. Just get me to a quality start. That's what I say every fucking night.
Yes, get to the 6, dude. Come on, get to the 6. And my thing is this. Offensively, I feel that the Yankees have enough table setters now. Mm-hmm. Guys that can get on base, steal bags, make it from first to third in a swift, couple of dashes. Yeah. This is something that the Yankees did not have over the course of the last 4 or 5 years. Mm-hmm. And the thing I like about this, it diversifies the offense into not being so home run needy, where it's end all be all hit home runs. I am worried about Giancarlo Stanton returning, as well as Josh Donaldson, because I don't want them to slow down the offense. I enjoy what I'm seeing from guys like Bowers, IKF being the super utility man. Yeah. Anthony Volpe.
On that note, though,
shortstop. That's not an
Volpe, yeah,
play in the Bronx, but he is doing it well.
You know what they're doing? You know what they're doing that they haven't done the past years? What you said, Rich. They're capitalizing with men in scoring position.
Something we couldn't do last year.
And to the point of the table setters, they are part of that process because you're stealing bags. You're making the pitcher think. You're getting quality pitches because they are worried about the guys that are on the bags.
You're playing small. You're playing small ball. You know what I mean? So
you're playing diversified. You're doing a little bit of everything. Jordan, what were you trying to say, bud?
I was trying to say, you guys have addressed the situation too. I'm very proud of you. I was going to ask Idris, earlier. You have an issue of not having enough left-handed hitters on your roster.
That
wasn't seem to address.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You literally didn't have one, or you did that was healthy at the time. I mean, you got quite a few now. I'm just saying, what's that?
That's Rizzo.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but I feel like you guys, that is also kind of catapulting you, forward. There were stupid things that were your hindrance, in seasons past. The simple thing that they're going to address. You have all the money in the world to address them.
And a guy like
what's that?
Switch. Calhoun might get demoted because of the reemergence of 2 former league MVPs, Donaldson, Stanton. But he's also,
and that's too bad. It's too bad because he's on fire, and they might show up and be fluffy.
That's
and I know you need. And I know you need lefties. Well, I don't know why I'm getting some crazy fucking feedback. I'm catching half of your sentence and then nothing. I don't know. Either way, I feel like you guys have addressed that issue, and now you're able to, be in third place right now, behind Baltimore. And there's other issues, obviously, but I mean, it's not sustainable for Tampa, if we're going to be quite frank, in my opinion. And this is coming from a diehard Tampa fan. It's just not sustainable. It's just not.
I think with the injury to Mullins, Baltimore might struggle some.
Yeah.
That's huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking it over to the left coast, San Diego Padres. My personal pick to win the World Series going into it, on my baseball preview. I have lost a lot of confidence in that pick.
So let me 25 wins, I think.
Yeah.
I think it has to cost the manager the job. I think 2 guys in hot water, not yet, but they will be. Bob Melvin's out in San Diego, and Don Mattingly's going to get bumped up to be the manager in Toronto if they miss the playoffs. Those are my 2 hot takes on managerial situations.
Well, you see how the Padres, they've lost their broadcasting now that the MLB is taking over.
Yep.
Yeah.
The RSN or whatever the hell they were talking about.
Yeah, they're in the shambles, man, right now. The Padres is
Yeah, the Padres are a mixed bag because it's like sometimes they look so incredible, but then, there are other times where they just look like an overpriced team that nobody plays together or nobody cares about much other than the money they're making.
They look like the Lakers of last year.
Yeah, a little bit. I still think that there's
a
team that did it to the NLCS last year. So they definitely have the ability to make a run. Aaron Nola, thoughts on him? Contract year. He's not going back to Philly. Do you trade him if you're Philly?
Yeah. Yeah. You already know.
Once again, it's the same kind of conversation. You got to capitalize at your peak. And it's all about, is it time? It is time. I agree with Idris. It's time.
Yeah, you gotta let him go.
You're an aging veteran at this point. Like, it's
The
time.
Phillies were a flash in the pan, because I'll be honest with you, what they accomplished last year, they did not really carry over. I mean, they're not a bad baseball team, but when I really think about teams that could win the World Series, it's the Braves, it's the Dodgers, and then it's everybody in the American League East.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I see it.
I thought the Dodgers would take a step back this year. I really did.
I did too, and they have kind of proven me wrong. The Padres were the team to me that
Me too.
replaced the Dodgers, and that has not happened.
No, I thought the same thing. I thought the Padres would be up there. I thought the Dodgers would be at least third. You know, I thought the Giants would look a little bit better.
I did too. The Giants have disappointed me to a level. Well, let me ask you this. Obviously, the Houston Astros have been nursing injuries throughout the course of the year. They need to get their pitching right.
No, they don't.
Stretch run, and I'm not going to bet against Dusty Baker. He's built up. He's got a damn good team.
I can't stand them.
But let me ask you this. I hate them too, but I got to give them their due because they are a damn good baseball team.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. The other team in Texas, the Texas Rangers. What are your guys' thoughts?
Damn.
Rangers, this point in 60 or so games, approaching the 60-game mark, are the Rangers truly for real, or are they just enjoying a good first half?
I think they're for real, man. I think with DeGrom, other than the situation with him, I think they're for real, man.
Yeah, and then when he does get healthy and the dog days of summer,
Yeah.
then then what are they gonna do? You know what I mean? Like their offense is just freaking.
They're remarkable.
Yeah.
The only team that's within shouting distance of them in terms of runs scored is actually Jordan's Rays. You got Evaldi, who's having a career year as their number 2. He was really coming into the year more like their number 3, but he's pitching lights out. To your point about DeGrom, both of you guys, DeGrom comes back. He could be the ingredient that they need in order to do something special.
Yep.
Yeah.
Offensively, you got Seager. You've got Semien. Semien's putting up some phenomenal numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You got a Roldis Garcia. You got a decent amount of talent there that is, I wouldn't even say it's overachieving. I would say that they're more than anything they're meshing. And then you look at Jung. He could be the American League Rookie of the Year. He is a strong candidate to win Rookie of the Year. So the Rangers are in a good place. They really are. And I think it's a 2-team race because just like I said a minute ago, how the Dodgers I thought were going to get replaced by the Padres.
Yeah.
I didn't have this happening this year, but the Rangers have already replaced the Mariners after the Mariners won good season. The Mariners are still kind of in the middle.
I think the Rangers they're playing up to their abilities. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing with the talent they have around them.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did you guys see the beautiful story of Grant Anderson? Like, I don't know if y'all talked about this when I was grabbing a beer and taking a piss, but did you see Grant Anderson the other night come in and they had a 7-6 lead?
Yeah.
Shut down. Oh my God, that was so. Yeah. That was his MLB debut. Lights out.
I mean,
7 Ks, 9 batters, like gangsters, just shut motherfuckers down. First 4 batters he faced strikeouts. That's an MLB record since 1974. Yeah, that was impressive. I'm like, holy shit.
That was crazy.
Yeah, that's big time stuff when you could just crazy. So,
but nobody's talking about it. Like it's like 10th on the list on ESPN. Like, come on, bro, give that kid some love.
I honestly think that because we've been privy to so many awesome pitching performances over the years, I do think to a level that we do take some of this stuff for granted.
We really do, man.
Yeah. I
agree with that.
It's like the Patrick Mahomes argument in football, just flipping it for a second. Mahomes is so damn good, similar to like a Michael Jordan in basketball. We all know that Mike didn't win the MVP every year, and neither does Mahomes. But I think it's almost because they're so damn good that if they're not doing everything perfect all the time, it's almost like you forget and take them for granted. That's why the Josh Allens and the Joe Burrows and the Jalen Hurtses and the other guys, they get a little bit of air in this MVP discussion because I think when you're a guy like a Mahomes, when you're a guy like, give me somebody, a Judge.
Yeah.
I almost feel that like if they're not doing everything that's totally absurd, even if they're not underachieving, we almost view it that way. I mean, how do you not fall down from a 62 home run year? Aaron Judge is like, I don't know, maybe this year I'll hit 63. But the point to be made is like,
can I bring up the sluggish start of Trey Turner real quick to compare to that conversation? Trey Turner in Philly is just like lackluster. Everybody's like, where's the Trey we need, that we love, that we paid? Like, what the fuck are you, bro?
What happened?
Yeah, there's examples all over the league. I mean, what's that?
Said he got paid. That's what happened.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's sad though. But,
yeah, and like I said, that's not a really well-built team. You know, they're looking a lot more like the Girardi Phillies. Yeah, that led to his firing in the first half of the year.
It's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. Yeah, it's kind of sloppy, honestly.
You got the wrong mix of egos and personalities and checked out players.
Yeah.
I'll be back in 1 minute, fellas. I'm about to do the same thing Jordan just did.
You gotta
do your thing.
You just gotta
look at your Stevie Nicks science project behind you, whatever the fuck that is.
Just to the viewing audience, Brett does have 4 daughters, so I promise you it's not his. At least I don't think it is, but you know.
I don't know about that. But I do like.
He's in his garage right now, though. I don't know where he's at. He's in his man cave. I have no clue. I'm just roasting Brett. He's gone. That's fucked up.
I love Stevie Nicks though. She's like one of my favorites.
No, hey, Stevie Nicks was. My mother-in-law just went to see her. She was at the Amway.
Oh, really?
And, man. Yeah. So she's like, "Damn, I couldn't hear shit." And I'm like, "You're old, so you know what are you gonna do?" And she's like, "No, you know."
She kicked out a hotel one time, man, and I about lost my damn mind. Yeah, she sat at the bar, and I did a double take. I asked, I said, "Are you Stevie Nicks?" She said, "Age is 17, baby." I was like, I gave her a hug.
Hell yeah. I love that.
Stevie Nicks. I said, "Yo, I grew up on you." I said, "I'll let nobody say anything bad about you." I love Stevie.
How old are you, Idris? How old are you?
I'll be 59 next week, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is your era then. Yep.
Yeah, I love Stevie Nicks.
My mother-in-law is 6'6".
Nobody believes him when he reveals that information. Nobody believes him.
Try to tell him.
I wanted to ask
wealth of knowledge.
The direction of Major League Baseball, because Zappy and I did a show, or multiple shows, but one particular one about the rule changes, mainly the bases being, and mainly the pitch clock. So I guess what I'm trying to ask you guys is, do you feel that, 60 or so games in, whatever have you, that the game is in a better place than it was in previous years? Because I do feel like there's more of a legitimate interest among casuals. But I have heard from certain people that the experience at the ballpark could potentially be annoying because of the fact that the game flies so quick. And that's part of the reason why they're sending alcohol sales into the 8th as opposed to the 7th, which also could be scrutinized because it's not the safest way to go. But in your opinion, is the game in a better place than it was, or are we on the baseball purist side that we're like, yo, Manfred, you've changed too much?
Idris, go ahead, buddy.
Yo, go ahead. Hey, Jordan.
I just went to a Dodger game last Saturday where we lost 6-5. One of the best experiences, even a losing game. One of the best experiences from a fan perspective, in person, as far as expediting the game with the pitch count, the hitter.
Well, you did enjoy that
automatic ball. I thought it was phenomenal. Watching, this many games, watching on TV. I got the Bally app this year, whatever. Watching every single game, I'm like, this is great. Then you see it in person. Is it going to translate well? And it was phenomenal, man. I'm not kidding. It was the best experience I've had at a game in recent, probably ever. There's obviously memories you have attached to games, but as far as the expedition of a game done properly and circumnavigating all the bullshit and getting around all the stuff that's really not necessary, it was wonderful, man. I used to think I was a purist. I'm just laying honesty out here right now. I love how quick it is. I love it. It's great, man. It's fucking great. Because you get those asshole pitchers like fucking the guy in Arizona or Greinke. Isn't Greinke like the dickhead that sits up there and, takes fucking man. You make a 5-hour game just fruitless. It's not even enjoyable because you're.
He does his best Nolan Ryan routine, you know.
Oh, yeah, it's like, dude, you're making this game unbearable because you're fucking somewhere on the spectrum. Like,
it's like you gotta be like
edit that out. My bad, but I don't like Greinke. My bad. Sorry about that.
Better. You've got to just be so much better.
Yeah.
If you're gonna pull all the stops like that, step off the mound, come on the mound, step off the mound, come on the mound. You know that Wandy Peralta. I love the guy, but he's either one or the other. He's either pitching in a hurry or he's playing that game. And the Wandy factor is that you never truly know which Wandy you were going to get when the rules were laced that way. See, what I enjoy about what I'm seeing, and I'm actually surprised, is that going into the year, I thought that with these massive bases and with the clock, I thought we were going to see a lot of sloppy baseball. And
I did too.
God's honest truth, it is actually, in more times than not, has forced pitchers, in my opinion, to play better lock-in. My concern was too many injuries. I thought you were going to get a bunch of dudes injured because of the sheer fact that they were rushing pitches. But I have been proven wrong. You haven't seen that many related injuries because of anything substantially close to that. Because, you know, as we know, pitching is one of the most unorthodox sports acts to do in the first place.
Yeah.
I
liked it too. I didn't think it was gonna. I really thought it was gonna be trash. I was like, man, all these freaking rules. But then I was like, wow, the game is actually moving.
It's real life, man. Brett, how do you feel, man? What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, it's still pretty kind of new to me. I mean, I'm enjoying it, but it's slowly growing on me.
Yeah.
You know, I talked to my old man about this. He loves it. You know, he loves watching the Yanks and going to bed before 11 o'clock at night.
Right.
It's so true. It's so fucking true, man. Just go to a game. Have you been to a game this year? It's so enjoyable to be out of there in 3.5 hours. Fuck.
Yeah.
The thing is, and if you know Jordan and I, we go to a game, we're going to tailgate after anyway. We're not like rushing out of there.
Yeah,
No, I know,
we're not
but
running anywhere.
he's happy. Like I said, it's slowly growing on me. But still think there needs to be adjustments because there's still, like, I'm seeing stuff all over the internet about the umps not making the right calls, ending games, you know, not correctly. You know, there's this bunch of
baseball problem though.
Viral confrontation. You know, like, I don't think even they understand the rules. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's not ironed out. That's going to take a couple of years, I'm sure.
Yeah, you know, like,
enormous height.
We're 2 months into the season. There's going to be mistakes made. You know, they're human.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, we're not going to make the correct calls. You know what I mean? But like something, I want to wait and see what happens after this year to see what kind of adjustments they make and you know, go from there. But as of right now, it's growing on me. I like it. But I just need to watch more of it.
One thing that I want to say though,
you're just like dating a girl at the end of the school year, and then it's summertime. You just want to see what happens. That's, you know, come back in the fall and see what happens.
I'm happy with the process, but it's just got to get better. That's all. It's just repetition.
Last thing I was going to say.
I love those.
I'm going to just say this short and sweet. The only thing that I would change is that if you're expediting the games because of a pitch clock, I wouldn't be opposed to revisiting the traditional extra innings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing that I would not be opposed to Major League Baseball going back to.
Because it doesn't happen that often, or what's your reasoning?
Just because we're not in a Disney softball league. If you made the last out, you don't belong at second in the next inning. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
I don't know, dude. You made it out in the last inning. Make it sense while you're on second. So like this. So if I'm the pitcher, let's just
why do you get a double right away? Come on.
Right. Like if I'm the pitcher, and Harrison Bader is up, and say the guy behind him is Jose Trevino, and I know that we're in the 9th inning, and I know that we have 2 outs, I might take my chances on walking Bader.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he's a contact hitter.
Bader, if you get Bader out, you didn't really get him out because now he's on second and he's fast as lightning.
Yeah, but here's the thing with that co-ed rule. If you had a girl that was leading off and you decided to opt for a walk to advance her to second base, you were given an automatic. You had one automatic out.
If you didn't have in common, you didn't hit a double to get to second.
Yeah. I don't like
that's the bottom line. You didn't hit the double to get. You didn't do the work to get there. So why are we fucking starting there?
Unisex league, that would be a rule because we played in 2 different leagues. Played in the men's league and we played in the unisex league as well. So the point to be made is like if that stuff happens, like it's Major League Baseball. I just think it's too like I don't know how to explain it, man. It's like too bush league to be in the major.
I don't like it.
It's like the banana baseball team, like the whatever the fuck that is. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about? Like the Banana Joes or whatever they call it. It's a joke, dude. Like all that. Like, you're making kind of a joke out of it. I don't know. I can kind of see that, but a lot of games don't really go to extra innings in the grand scheme of things. But it is still pertinent enough.
And I'm a big hypocrite. I talk a lot of shit. Oh, I hate this rule.
I don't at all. I don't talk shit at all.
But when Harrison Bader's on second, like I alluded to, or somebody that has Jets, and I know we're the home team, I'm like, we got you, bitch.
Game, bitch.
So I talk a lot of shit, but at the end of the day, I guess the best way to explain it is year 1 when they were introducing that happened to be the pandemic year. And I'm not acting like we're the biggest victims of what happened with this rule, but I swear to you, from an experience of being a Yankees fan, it literally felt like that rule came to bite us in the ass that particular year. Fast forward to Jordan and Elliott hanging out with me, Brasau, Chapman. You know how that year ended. So I guess in like 60.
Beautifully.
Yeah, it's 16 games played. I'm like, dude, come back next year. I had enough of this crap. Through the 7-inning doubleheaders. And then a dude that in July, he wants to play hero. I was like, what is this, the natural? Like, is this real right now?
Hey, Brett, I got a question. Brett.
Yes, sir.
I'm a Stevie Nicks fan. Is everything up there Stevie Nicks? I can see like a couple of pictures.
Yeah. We put this up during Alexi's birthday in September and haven't taken it down.
Man, I got like when you went to the bathroom, I was telling him, I said, I'm a huge Stevie Nicks fan, man. She's like one of my top 3 female singers of all time. I love Stevie Nicks. So if I had that on a poster on my wall, I would hang it out. If I had that, I would hang that on my wall. I love Stevie Nicks.
Hey, dude, all my kids have really good taste in music, and I did not force it on them.
Stevie is the shit.
Good taste in music.
I know that had nothing to do with the show, but I just had to tell him. I'm sitting there looking at him.
Now I'm starting to think that Brett showed up. I think I invited Brett 2 hours too late. I think I should have brought him on the music show.
Yeah, for real. That right there. I do it myself.
Frank Sinatra. Alexia loves Taylor Swift and Stevie Nicks, and Little Brett likes Dre and Snoop.
I'm going to talk to Little Brett about upping it a little on the rap stuff. We'll get to that next time I see him. Anything you fellas want to mention before we get out of here? We're coming up on about the 90-second mark.
Stevie Nicks shit. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, real quick. If you haven't seen the movie Air, watch it. I watched it today with Little Brett. I loved it.
About Air Jordan, right? Yeah, I want to check that out.
Oh yeah.
I got a bunch of hot takes real quick.
Go ahead.
Bunch of hot takes real quick. Super Mario Brothers movie is the shit. Cocaine Bear is dog shit. That's a terrible movie. Baltimore Orioles are going to win the AL East. I said it here first. Jokic is going to be the MVP. Denver's doing it in 6. I agree with Bretsky on that one. And it's great to be here with you guys. Thanks for having me on and bringing me back in. It's been way too long. So that's all I got.
Oh, it was good. It was awesome to see you here. Just want to see the face. But like seriously, Idris gets that. But like honestly, this was a cool show. And like anything else, after the hour of 10 o'clock, I apologize to no one if we drop a few more F-bombs or if we get a little.
That's my fault. That's my
fault.
No.
Chill on that. Because the truth is, it's after 10. But this is the thing. Like,
I'll watch my fucking mouth next time.
Hey, stop fucking.
Happy hour.
No, but being serious though, when you're doing the hot potato thing, it's very easy to get off track. But what I am happy about is that we did hit on a lot of baseball topics like I hoped for. And I also think we gave an educated guess on who was going to win the NBA Finals and made sense to a level. And if not, and if I watch the show, it might just be a pile. We'll find out. Until next time, I am Richie for the boys.